Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Merry Christmas and welcome to the Tiddy and Shiner Show. Merry Christmas, my man. How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. Man, I'm doing real good. I sound like shit, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you got a little case of the laryngitis.
I got the laryngitis, bud.
I hate you. You're the vocal fill of this show. You know, you're the color guy.
Well, we're gonna go black and white today.
Yeah, so this is definitely gonna be a black and white day for sure. I tell you what, man, New Year's is coming next. What kind of resolution do you have?
Well, that's a good question. I typically don't make them. I mean, I know, of course, there's going to be everybody and their dog doing the whole going back to the gym. I'd love to own a gym on January 1st because I bet membership goes through the roof.
Oh, for sure.
But, I don't know, man. If I'm going to make one, maybe it's not to cuss so much. I don't know. Why do you usually make them?
Yeah, and never about weight.
Is that off limits?
Well, no. I think this year it is right on limits. I mean, I gotta get a little healthier this year. I need to stick around.
Yeah, I'd prefer it if you did.
Yeah, with my brother having the major scare that he had. Which he's out of the hospital now, thank God. And everybody out there who prays and sent good vibes, who prayed and sent good vibes to my brother, thank you very much. Thank you very much. He's healthy and doing fairly well at home. But anyways, about the weight thing, I kind of made a deal with God. I was like, man, if you get my brother out of this, I'll lose some weight and stick.
Right on. So that's the journey you're going to take over the next year?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I did not. We were on the cruise, and normally I will just engulf the food on the cruise because you know how good cruise food. And this year I did not.
You held back a little bit, huh?
I did, and I drank a shit ton more water because the water's actually really good on board ship.
Really, that's surprising.
Yeah, it's desalinated, so it's seawater, and then they run it through a reverse osmosis filter, and the water tastes really, really good. So. I was very impressed. Shandi drank quite a bit of water as well. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was all good. And the water is clear enough and filtered enough that the ice that they make is perfectly clear.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So if you're going to go down this journey this year with weight and health, are you going to put numbers on it? Like you're going to say you're going to have a resolution to lose X amount of pounds, or you're just going to go?
Yeah, and I'm going to, I'm not going to set my goals just uber lofty,
Right.
I'd like to lose more than 50 pounds. If I just lose 50 pounds, I'll be happy with the weight loss. If I can lose more than that, great. But I'm setting my goal at 50 pounds.
Right on. Okay, I'm pulling for you on this, homie. Definitely pulling for you on this.
So you're going to cut down the illicit verbiage, huh?
I think I don't know. I mean, now I feel like you got these pretty admirable goals. I better come up with a better one.
Well, I'm not going to say, it's admirable by no means. It's 50 pounds. And for somebody as big as me, because I hover about the 350 mark, man, if I can just get down to 300, I'll be happy. And, the next year, maybe I can get down to 250. Something like that. Man. But, it's not a lofty goal. If I said I'm going to set my goal to 250, okay, that's pretty lofty. That's a goal that's not reasonable.
Yeah, losing a C note, I mean, that over a year that's pretty drastic.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people lose a Hondo easy, but
oh yeah,
they've also had bariatric surgery and that kind of stuff, and I don't, and I'm dealing with a bum knee, and extremely sore joints and that kind of stuff that just stick around all the time. So it's not like I can just immediately go out and hit the pavement and go run. I've got to diet and get some of this weight off before I actually try to go do something for that, because I'm going to ruin my joints if I don't do this right.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Maybe mine needs to be not to have a horrible hangover come on the first. Like I usually start the first off wanting to eat a pistol.
Yeah, but that's been the past, and I think we're gonna have a little bit different of a future.
Oh,
Coming on,
definitely.
you know,
Definitely.
you're not down in the dumps like you used to.
But yeah, man, I'm kind of excited for the year to start. If that's going to be if that's your resolution, then I'm going to totally support that, dude. Like, I'm kind of looking forward to watching this thing transpire.
Me too, because I'm tired of buying bigger clothes. I'd like to be able to go to the store and get clothes right off the rack instead of having to get them from the big men's store. Not knocking the big men's store because they do have some nice clothes, and I'm glad I found them. But it would just be really nice to be able to go to JCPenney's and get a shirt. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I feel. You know, getting around that boat, walking in Cozumel, man. I'd walk for a while and have to stop, take a break. Walk for a while and have to stop, take a break. I'm like, God, this is ridiculous, man. 2 years ago, I didn't have.
Right. Yeah.
And
well, speaking of
you've seen me from the past to now,
man.
and I'm a shell of what I used.
Well, you keep mentioning the cruise, man. Tell me about the cruise. How did it go?
Well, I want to talk about something before I talk about the cruise, because while I was gone, apparently there's a church in Tulsa that put a fence around the nativity scene. Now explain this to me.
Okay, so a church in Midtown Tulsa. I don't even know if we should name them because I'm so pissed off. They put their nativity scene up this year. Then they put a chain link fence around it to symbolize the stuff that's going down on our southern border, because they wanted everybody, and they wanted to spread the message that Jesus was the most popular refugee in the history of man. I think this totally takes away from the whole spirit of Christmas, man. Like, I don't really understand why a church, I mean, we have separation of church and state in this country. So why is a church using its nativity scene as a platform for a political statement?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
we can't do that on the state capitol.
No, but so I don't get it, dude.
I don't either, and hopefully that doesn't speak for all the members of that church.
Well, that's the concerning thing is there's so many people that are like, oh, good job, good for them. I'm glad they're doing. I can't believe nobody sees a freaking problem with this. Like, churches shouldn't be making political statements.
I totally agree. Couldn't agree more.
So I don't understand why. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be more than one snowflake that wants to. What the fuck was that?
I got a message on my PC and says, "Have an iPhone? Send web pages from your phone directly to your PC."
I thought maybe the church was messaging us.
No, and that's a freaking that's an Audacity. So yeah, thanks Audacity for fucking up my program.
I thought, shit, we got snowflakes messaging, or the church is messaging.
I know. So apparently it's snowing on Christmas.
Yeah, apparently
right?
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We had a white Christmas.
Oh,
right?
God. Speaking of white Christmas, I just got back from my cruise last night, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and it was a hurry. We booked this cruise and did it fairly late, realizing that it was just before Christmas that it got back, but it was a cheap cruise, so we took it, right? Now, having said that, there's so much crap that went on aboard ship that was funny and even a little bit discerning. The first thing was going up to a bar, go up to get a drink, and this was not me. This was Sam that went with us. And she goes up to get a drink from the bar and has $1. Well, I told her, when you take this cruise, get a stack of $1 bills from the bank. Go get about $100 worth and use those as personal tips at the bar, because when the bartenders see that cash, they'll come to you first, because everybody else does not tip on top of the drink package that they get because they include the gratuity. But that $1 will get you a drink so much quicker. Well, she goes to the bar, like she's done 100 times on this boat. Well, maybe at least 50.
Close to it, probably.
Yeah. And we're up on the adult deck of this cruise ship. It's called the
Billy Lauro?
Serenity deck. It's the tallest deck on the ship, and it's for adults only. So, you go in and use the spas, and it's just adults in there. You don't have to deal with kids up there. But it's the only place on the ship for adults that you don't have to deal with kids. And I'll get on that point here in a minute. But she goes up to the bar, and this black guy next to her, he'd been standing there a little bit, and she come up and stood next to him and had $1 in her hand, and the bartender came right up to her and asked her what she wanted and started making it, and he looked at her and he said, "It makes me sick. White fucking privilege."
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, and she looked at him and she said, "Excuse me? White privilege? You probably make more than I do. And I bring dollar bills so that I can get my drinks quicker. I'll bet if you pulled out 2 $1 bills, you would have got the drink faster than I would, and I wouldn't have complained." You know?
Right.
But there was a lot of racial stuff that was going on aboard the boat, and it kind of shocked me, even at dinner time.
Really?
Yeah, at dinner time, and this stopped when I started taking video of it. But
imagine that.
Yeah, for the first 5 days, our head waiter was black, and we sat in a section where it was at least 90% African American in this section, and I thought that was kind of weird because it's like African Americans got sectioned off. Well, I kind of felt like the victim of some reverse racism because first 5 days, everybody else got their menus, got their orders, got their food. I mean, literally, by the time these people are finishing up dinner, we're just ordering our appetizers.
What was this about?
I don't know. And finally, after about the 5th day, I started taking videos with my iPhone and talking about my, in my normal voice. I said, I'm not sure if this is what I think it is, but, I'm pointing the video over there and, these people are already eating and we haven't even ordered yet on our appetizer and we were here first. And
now what race were the people, were the wait staff?
The head waiter for our section was black.
Huh. Do you have a theory on this?
Well, you know what? The funny part is the next 2 days, we got our orders just like bam, 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 just like everybody else did in our section.
Did anything change?
Oh, yeah, it changed a lot. They knew I was taking video, and they could hear me talking during the video.
I don't even know what to think about this.
Yeah, I felt it, and you know what? It sucked. It sucked being the last one served. I kind of felt like I was at the back of the bus, and that sucked. And I'm not saying that I'm able to empathize, by no means.
Right.
But
it kind of gave you a little glimpse of it.
Yeah, it gave me a little bit of perspective.
Yeah.
And I was, frankly, I was kind of tired of it after the 5th day. And then I look at this, I'm thinking as I'm going to sleep, African Americans put up with this 24/7.
Yeah.
And have for so freaking long. So, it kind of got me a glimpse. I kind of respect that now. And I don't like it happening to me, and I hope it doesn't happen again. But good Lord.
I wish it wouldn't happen to anybody.
On a cruise ship, though?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Man, I would have never thought in a million years you would have done like that. I wouldn't think anybody would. No matter what race you are, I wouldn't think you would on a vacation you're paying good money for.
Yeah, and I never complained about it. I just started taking video because I thought, if this is going to be the norm for the rest of the trip, I am going to say something. And you know what? If I were black and sitting in a white section and I was served last every single day, I would have said something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it's a touchy subject to talk about, but yet it was weird having to deal with that.
I'm trying to think as you're telling the story. I can't really think of any time I've been put in a predicament.
Yeah, and it's not like they were being disrespectful or anything like that. I mean, they were very respectful talking to us. It was just we were last every single day.
Huh.
And I mean, like to the point that, see, where we resided on the ship was 1 floor below the dining room. So all we had to do was go upstairs and we're at the dining.
Right, okay.
So we were there first in line every time because we had the shortest walk to go. And so we literally, like I said, we were the first in the dining room. And
the last to eat.
Oh, but by the time we got up to leave after we'd eaten, 90% of the dining room had already been served and gone.
Wow.
So Yeah, it did.